I want to tell you about the strangest secret in the world. Not long ago, Albert Schweitzer, a famous doctor and a Nobel Prize winner, was interviewed in London. A reporter asked him, "Doctor, what's wrong with people today?" The doctor thought for a moment and then said, "People simply don't think. This is what I want to talk about today. We live in a great time, a time that people dreamt of and worked towards for thousands of years, but now that it is here, we have taken it for granted. We are especially lucky to live in a country which is full of opportunities. But let's look at what happens. 200 people who start out at the age of 25, all of them want to be successful. If you ask them, they would say they want to succeed. They would be excited about life. But by the time they are 65, only one will be rich, four will be financially independent, five will still be working, and 54 will be broke. Only 5 out of the 100 achieve success. So, why do so many people fail? What happens to their dreams and plans? Why did they not achieve what they set out to do? When we say only 5% achieve success, we should define what success is. The best definition that I have found is success is a gradual realization of a worthy goal. If someone is working towards a specific goal and knows where they are going, they are successful. If they are not doing that, they are not successful. A famous psychiatrist, Rollo, May wrote a book called Man Search for Himself. In it, he says that the opposite of courage in our society is not being a coward, it is conformity. And what is conformity? It is doing what everyone else does without even knowing why or where they are doing. Now think of it. In the United States, there are over 40 million people aged 65 or older. Above 30 million of them are broke and they depend on someone else for their life's necessities. We learn to live by the time we are 7. We learn to make a living by the time we are 25. And often we are supporting a family, yet by 65, many haven't learned how to be financial independent in the richest country. Why? Because they confirm they act like the 95% who don't succeed. Why do they confirm they believe their lives are shaped by circumstances, by things that happen to them, or by the outside forces they are outer directed people? In one survey, working people were asked, "Why do you work? Why do you get up in the morning?" 19 out of 20 didn't know. They just did it because everyone else was doing it. Now let's go back to our definition of success. The only person who succeeds is the one who is gradually working towards a meaningful goal. This is someone who says, "I'm going to become this." A successful person is a teacher who is teaching because that's exactly what they wanted to do. A successful person is a parent who wanted to be a parent and is doing a great job. A successful person is someone who runs a small business because that's exactly what they wanted to do. A successful person is a salesperson who wants to be a salesman and he is doing it with all his passion. A successful person is anyone who is doing a specific job because they truly wanted to do it. But only one out of 20 people does that. That's why there isn't really any competition unless we make it for ourselves. Instead of competing, all we have to do is create. For 20 years, I looked for a key that would determine what would happen to a person. Was there a key that would guarantee someone's success if they only knew about it and knew how to use it? Well, there is such a key, and I found it. Have you ever wondered why some people work hard without achieving much while others seems to get everything they wanted without trying hard? They have what we call a magic touch. You might have heard someone say everything they touch turns to gold. Have you ever noticed that a person who becomes successful keeps becoming successful more and more? And on the other hand, a person who fails tends to keep failing well. It's because of goals. Some people have them, some people don't. People with goals succeed because they know where they're going. Now think of a ship leaving a harbor with a clear plan and destination. The captain and the crew knows exactly where they're going and how long it'll take. They have a definite goal. Almost always the ship will get to where it set out to go. But now imagine another ship, just like the first, but with no crew or captain, no aim, no goal, no destination. If it gets out of the harbor at all, it will likely end up lost or wrecked. It can't go anywhere because it has no destination or guidance. It's the same with people. Take a salesperson, for example. Selling is one of the highest paid professions. Every company needs great salespeople and they reward them well. But how many great salespeople can you find? Someone once said that the human race is designed not to prevent the strong from winning, but to prevent the weak from losing. In the convoy during World War time, the whole group had to move at the speed of the slowest ship so that everyone stays together. That's why it's so easy to make a living today. It doesn't take much talent to make a living and support a family today. So, we all have a level of security. That's what someone is looking for. But we have to decide how high above this level we want to aim. Now, let's get back to the strangest secret in the world. Why do people with goals succeed in life and those without goals fail? Let me share something with you that could change your life. If you truly understand it, your life will never be the same again. You will notice that good luck seems to come your way and the things that you want will start to align. From now on, you won't have the same worries and fears you might have had before. So here's the key to success and failure. We become what we think about. Let me say that again. We become what we think about. Throughout history, wise people, teachers, philosophers, and prophets have disagreed on many things, but on this one point, they all agree. Marcus Aurelius, the great Roman emperor, said a person's life is what their thoughts make of it. Benjamin Disraeli said everything comes to those who wait. I have convinced myself that a person with a clear purpose must accomplish it and that nothing can resist a strong will. Ralph Waldo Emerson said a person is what they think all day long. William James said, the greatest discovery of my generation is that human beings can change their lives by changing their thoughts. He also said, if you act as if something is real, it'll become real through habit and emotions. James also said, if you want something enough, you will almost certainly get it. If you want to be rich, you will be rich. If you want to be learned, you will be learned. If you want to be good, you will be good. You must really want these things and not wish for many other conflicting things at the same time. In the Bible, in Mark 9:23, it says, all the things are possible to those who believe. Dr. Norman Vincent Peale said, this is one of the greatest laws in the universe. I wish I had discovered it earlier in life. The greatest discovery outside of my relationship with God is that if you think in negative terms, you will get negative results. And if you think in positive terms, you will get positive results. In three words, believe and succeed. William Shakespeare said, our doubts are traitors and makes us lose the good we might win by fearing to attempt. George Bernard Shaw said people always blame their circumstances for what they are. I don't believe in circumstances. The people who get ahead in this world are the ones who go out and look for the circumstances they want. And if they can't find them, make them, it's clear, isn't it? We become what we think about. A person who thinks about a clear and a worthwhile goal is going to achieve it because that's what they are thinking about. And the opposite is also true. A person who has no goal and doesn't know where they are going will end up confused, anxious, fearful, and worried because that's what they are thinking about. Their life will be full of frustration and fear. So let me explain. You know how the human mind works. Imagine a farmer with fertile land. The land allows the farmer to plant whatever they choose. The land doesn't care what's planted. The farmer makes the decision. Now, the human mind is like the land. It doesn't care what you plant in it. It will give back what you plant. Let's say the farmer has two seeds, one of corn and the other of a poisonous plant. The farmer plants both seeds and cares for the land. What happens? Both seeds grow, one into corn, the other into poison, and it's written in the Bible, as you sow, so shall you reap. The land doesn't care. It will grow poison as easily as it grows corn. The human mind is far more fertile and incredible than the land, but it works the same way. It doesn't care what we plan, success or failures, worthwhile goal or confusion, pure anxiety. What we plant, it will return to us. The human mind is like an unexplored continent. It contains riches beyond our dreams. It will give back what we plant. But why don't people use their minds more well? Our mind comes free at birth, so we don't value it. Things that are free, we take for granted. The things that really matter in life are mind, soul, body, hope, dreams, ambition, intelligence, love of family, and friends are free. But things that cost money are often cheap and replaceable. The human mind isn't used because we take it for granted. Familiarity breeds contempt. The mind can do any job we give it, but we use it for small and menial tasks instead of important ones. Study shows that most people use only 10% or less of their abilities. So decide now, what do you want? Plant your goal in your mind is the most important decision you will make. Do you want to be an outstanding salesperson, excel at your job, succeed in your company or community? Plant the seed in your mind, take care of it, work towards your goal, and it will become a reality. This is law like gravity. If you jump off a building, you will go down. The law of nature always work. Think about your goal in a relaxed, positive way. Picture yourself as already having achieved it. See yourself doing what you will do when you reach your goal. This age has been called the age of stress, where many of us worry ourselves into an early grave without learning a few great laws that would take care of everything. We are the sum of our thoughts. We are where we are because that's where we want to be. Whether we admit it or not, our future depends on our thoughts today, tomorrow, and beyond. We are guided by our mind. I remember one time I saw one of those giant earth moving machines roaring around the road at about 60 kilometers an hour with what looked like 30 tons of dirt in it, a tremendous, incredible machine, and there was a little man sitting way up on top with the wheel in his hand guiding it. And as I drove along, I was struck by a similarity of that machine to the human mind. Just suppose you're sitting at the control of such a vast source of energy. Are you going to sit back and fold your arms and let it run itself into a ditch? Or are you going to keep both hands firmly on the wheel and control and direct this power to a specific worthwhile purpose? It's up to you. You are in the driver's seat. You see, the very law that gives us success is a two edged sword. We must control our thinking. The same rule that can lead a man to a life of success, wealth, happiness, and all the things he has ever dreamt of for himself and his family, that very same law can lead him into a gutter. It's all how you use it, for good or for bad. This is the strangest secret in the world. And why do I call it as a strangest secret? It's because it is not really a secret at all. It was first mentioned by some of the earliest wise people and appeared many times in the Bible, but very few people understand. That's why it remains a secret. If you went out and asked people on the street what the secret to success is, you might not find anyone who could tell you this information is valuable if we understand it and apply it, not just for ourselves, but all for those around us, our family, our friends, our colleagues. Life should be exciting adventure. It should never be boring. People should live fully and be glad to get out of bed in the morning. They should be doing a job they like because they do it well. Rolf Patterson, the editor in chief of the Toledo Daily Blade, once said, "People are basically good, and we came from some place, and we are going someplace, so we should make our time here an exciting adventure." The architect of the universe didn't build a straight way leading nowhere. Now, greatest teacher, the carpenter from the Galilee, gave us the secret: as you believe, so shall it be done unto you. Now, let's look at the some action points for applying the strangest secret into our life. I want to invite you for a 30-day challenge. If you take up this challenge, it will change your life forever. In the 17th century, Sir Isaac Newton, the mathematician, gave us the natural laws of physics. One of these laws is for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. This means we can achieve nothing without paying the price. The result of your 30-day challenge will depend on effort you put in. To be a doctor, you must study for many years to be successful in selling, and remember that each of us succeeds to an extent that we can sell. Selling our ideas, selling educations in school, selling our children on living a good and an honest life, selling our associates on being unexceptional people. To be successful in selling our way to the good life, we must be willing to pay the price. What is the price of success? Well, it's many things. First, it's understanding that we become what we think about. We need to control our thoughts to control our lives. It's understanding the principle: as you sow, so shall you reap. Second, it's freezing your mind to reach its full potential. It's realizing that your limitations are self imposed and that the opportunities available to you today are vast. It's rising above narrow mindedness and prejudice. Third, it's using your courage to focus on your goal. Set a clear and a definite goal for yourself. Think about your goal from all angles. Let your imagination explore possible solutions. Don't believe that any circumstances is strong enough to stop you from achieving your purpose. Act precisely when your path is clear, and remember that you're standing in the middle of your own archives of diamond. Fourth, save at least 10% of what you earn, and remember that no matter what your current job, it has enormous potential if you're willing to pay the price. Now, let's review the important points for achieving the wonderful life that can be yours. 1. You will become what you think about. 2. Let your imagination soar. 3. Be courageous and focus on your goal every day. 4. Save 10% of what you earn. 5. Act ideas are worthless unless we act on them. Now, I will explain the 30 days challenge I want you to try. You have nothing to lose but everything to gain. There are two things true to everyone. Each of us want something. Each of us is afraid of something. Write down on the card what you want more than anything else. It could be more money, a beautiful home, success at your job, a particular position in your life, or a more harmonious family. Write down what you want. Make sure it's a single clear goal and carry the card with you and look at it several times in a day. Think about it in a cheerful, relaxed, positive way each morning, when you get up and before going to bed at night. As you look at it, remember that you will become what you think about. Since you are thinking about your goal, soon it will be yours. Now stop thinking about what you fear. When you're fearful or a negative thought comes, replace it with a mental picture of your positive goal. There will be times when you feel like giving up. It's easier for people to think negatively than positively. That's why only 5% people are successful. You must begin now to place yourself in that group of 30 days. Control your mind. It will think only about what you allow it to think about each day. Do more than you have to do. When you decide on a goal, you're successful. You belong to the top 5% who knows where they are going. Don't worry too much about how we will achieve your goal. Leave that to the power greater than yourself. Just know where you're going. The answers will come to you. Remember these words from the Sermon of the Mount: Ask and it shall be given to you. Seek and you shall find. Knock and it shall be open to you for 30 days. Do your best. So, if you're a salesperson, go at it like never before. Not in a frantic way, but with a calm confidence, knowing that the time well spent will bring you the abundance you deserve. If you are a homemaker for 30 days, focus on giving yourself without expecting anything in return. You'll be amazed at the positive changes in your life no matter what your job. Do it with dedication for 30 days, and if you keep your goal in mind, you will be amazed at the new life you find. Dorothy Brandy, an editor and writer, discovered this for herself and wrote a book called Wake Up and Live a Philosophy. Is summed up in the words: Act as though it were impossible to fail. Now make your own 30 days challenge. Don't start until you have decided to stick with it. Persistence is simply another word for faith. If you fail during your first 30 days, meaning you are overwhelmed by negative thoughts, start over again from that point and go on 30 days more. Gradually, our new habit will form. Keep a card with you. On one side, write your goal. On the other side, write, Ask and it shall be given to you. Seek and you shall find. Knock and it shall be opened unto you during your challenge. Read books that inspire you. Inspiration is the key to success. Above all, don't worry. Worry brings fear, and fear is crippling. Keep calm and cheerful and don't let small things annoy you. Why should you do this? The alternative is failure, mediocrity, worry, fear, and frustration. Remember, you reap what you sow. If you sow negative thoughts, your life will be filled with negative things. If you sow positive thoughts, your life will be successful and positive. Gradually, you may forget what you have heard here. So play this often. Keep reminding yourself of what you must do to form this new habit. The only way to earn money is by providing people with services or products that they need. A financial return is directly related to our service. Success is not the result of making money. Making money is the result of success, and success is directly related to our service. It's like a person saying to a store, Give me heat, and then I will add the woods. How many people do you know who take the same attitude towards life? There are millions. We have got to put the wood in before we can expect heat. Likewise, we have to got to be of service first before we can expect money. Don't worry about the money. Be of service, build work, dream and create. Do this and you will find there is no limit to the prosperity that will come to you as you go through this 30 days challenge. Remember that your success will always be measured by the quality and quantity of service you provide. Money is a measure of this service. No one can get rich without enriching others. You can drive away any street and estimate the service being provided by the people living on that street. Have you ever thought of this measure before? It's interesting. Some people, like spiritual leaders, measure their returns in the realm of spiritual, but their returns are equal to their service. Once you understand this, you can determine your own fortune. If you want more, you need to be more of service. If you want less, reduce your service. This is the price you must pay for what you want. If you think you can get rich by tricking others, you will only fool yourself. You will get back what you give out. Don't think you can avoid this, it's impossible. The prisons in the streets are filled with people who try to make their own rules. We can avoid human laws, but there are greater laws that cannot be broken. An outstanding doctor pointed out 6 steps to achieve success. 1. Set a definite goal. 2. Stop criticizing yourself. 3. Stop thinking of reasons why you can't succeed and think of all the reasons why you can. 4. Trace your negative attitudes back to your childhood and discover where you got that idea that you couldn't succeed. 5. Change your self image by writing a description of the person you want to be. 6. Act like the successful person you want to become. The doctor who wrote this is David Harlow, Think MD, a noted psychiatrist. Do what all the experts have told you to do. Become the person you want to become. It's easier than living unsuccessfully. Make your 30-day challenge and then repeat it again. Each time it will become more natural until you can't imagine living any other way. When you live this way, abundance will flow to your more than you can ever dream of money. Yes, lots of it. But what's more important, you will have peace and be part of the wonderful minority who leads a calm, cheerful, and successful life. Start today. You have nothing to lose and a life to win.